So today, we're playing the Ranger, and we got a super awesome game lined up. From AMULETS of Steel, to Thornblooms, to the Hardwood skill, the CARROT GOOBERT, to the Stone Skin Potions, to Wooden Sword, and all these allow us to scale up absurd max life, big block, and even bigger damage. But hey, can we rank up the Masters today? Let's find out. Okay, let's go into some rank games with a random character and see how we're going to get to that. So it looks like we're playing a Ranger. We do start off with a new basket. And a piggy bank. Now we're going to have lots of seals in the first round, so we do want to roll quite a bit. So we're going to grab this wooden sword. Should we craft up a torch? I think we might. We're going to take this. We're going to take this. And we're going to roll once. Now the question is, do we want to go for Shelly here? Because I do want to grab this broom too. So we're going to grab the broom. We're going to reserve the health pot. I'm also looking at this card. This card's going to be kind of nice too, because it is going to get rid of a lot of debuffs if you do come across people stacking up brooms. But the garlic is going to give us a little bit more defense, but I'm going to take the card for now. And I'm going to rock on. This is going to be a round one. So with the piggy bank, we should be able to get a little bit of extra golds as well. Now we are going to be getting a hammer, water tusk, which means they're going to have a good bit of damage on us. So we could be in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, unfortunately that hammer hit 3 times. Just pause the video to remind you to like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. So it did end up taking us out, unfortunately. We did get our torch. Let's grab our health pot. I'm going to be crafting up Shelly, but I'm also going to be taking this piggy bank too. Let's grab the stone. Let's roll once. Okay, an undead amulet onto sale with another shiny shell. Hell yeah. And a banana too. I'm definitely going to be taking all these items. For sure. For now though, I'm going to be super greedy. I'm going to keep our Star of Courage and our stone out so we can have our piggy banks in. And it will be moving straight on. So we should have lots of healing with our 2 shiny shells, our health pot, and our healing herbs. The only thing is these are going to be one-time effects, but it might just be long enough to win out this fight. Now, unfortunately, we did proc our health pot just before our shiny shells went off. I was hoping that our shiny shells did keep us healthy, and then our potion went off. So we could actually still be in a little bit of trouble. We have stacked up 3 blind though, decreasing the accuracy by quite a bit. So we're hoping for a few misses here to win out. Although we are getting out stamina, but not too bad. Now we should be in a much better spot with a Shelly. But yeah, we're going to need the storage. Let's grab a banana. Let's grab this too, hoping for something awesome. I'm in the life. Actually, not too bad. Definitely not too bad for right now. That is going to increase your healing efficiency, which should be pretty good. But I'm going to move on once again. For Shelly is going to activate. It is going to take 12 seconds to actually activate, which is not going to be so great, but it is going to be a big old burst here, which should be pretty good after 12 seconds. Now we do have a lot of armor to break through. We do have 2 regen, but our opponent doesn't have a whole lot of DPS, so we do go back to full HP, being at 71, which is looking pretty good for us, especially since we did get 20 life from our amulet life too, along with our piggy banks. Now the thing is, we do have to strike for 24 seconds before Shelly can activate again, but not too bad. We managed to outpace our opponent anyway. Now the question is, what should we actually go for here? Power the Moon for a lot of max life. We could take here. We can go for smithing for dummies. I do like smithing for dummies here. I think I'm going to take this. I think it's just really awesome. It increases the damage of a torch and also reduces the stamina. So yeah, Thorn Burst not so great here. Just that's also not so great. Let's take our smithing for dummies. It does give us a whetstone too. I'm going to grab the storage. I'm also going to grab our set of blueberries. I'm going to grab the piggy bank too. But do we actually want this potion? Actually, let's take the potion instead. But yeah, I'm going to rock on with this round. I'm going to keep our whetstone, but we should be able to activate our Shelly just a little bit faster. From 12 seconds to almost 11 seconds, well 10.9, which is going to be pretty good. That means we're going to have an easier time to activate it twice before that fatigue does a lot of damage. But the torch should be much easier on our stamina. Should also have the starting damage too. So we could be in a good spot here. Our opponent will have scaling damage with the eye lamp. That is going to be a huge problem here. For sure, but we do cleanse any blind that does stack up with the broom. But can we actually keep up? We do need Shelly to activate right now. And unfortunately just didn't get there in time. So we do end up falling short. However, we do get ourselves an acorn collar. A fanny pack. We definitely need this lucky clover too. We're going to roll once. And I do want to grab a carrot along with a health pot too. Now the real question is, am I still going to be super greedy and keep piggy banks in for 2 extra gold per round? I think I still am. But actually, I do want to move this over, and I think we're going to move on with this right now. But we definitely want to upgrade our broom to a staff, crit with staff, potentially. But we'll see. Can we keep up with this Hunger Blade double shell totem? We're going to have lots of healing, lots of power stacking. So we could actually be in lots of trouble here. But a Shelly in our fanny pack should trigger every 10 seconds right now. Which definitely going to be worth it. We do have some crit chance. It is only going to be 5%, but it's still going to be worth it. We do need to find a way to scale up our luck more consistently. But unfortunately, Shelly coming in super clutch. That's a lot of power, by the way. So we could just get 2 shot from the Hunger Blade. And yeah, unfortunately, that's exactly what's going to happen. So we're definitely going to grab this. We're also going to grab this too. I'm going to sell this because I do want to grab her Amulet of Steel, which is going to be straight up crazy, crazy good. Let's roll once. I'm going to sell our other piggy bank here to grab ourselves another Lucky Clover too. So yeah, unfortunately, going to move on right now. So Shelly should be able to activate a little bit faster. Every 9.26 seconds, we should be able to get some power potentially. We do need to find a way to activate our Stone's Combustion. We could have taken that leather armor, but it should be okay for right now. Now, we do want to grab 2 more luck here so our cards can actually scale up our power, which is going to be really, really awesome. That's going to scale up our weapon damage, and it should be pretty good. Now, we could also go for Magic Torch here, which is something I could have went for, but honestly, I'm not too pushed about for right now. I'm going to be looking to grab a different weapon completely. Something like a fancy rapier, maybe even katana too. But hey, this one, not looking too bad. Smashing even. I'm going to grab the carrot. I'm going to grab this, and I will grab itself a set of blueberries once again, and I will roll. Now, it's kind of looking like we could potentially go for a Thornbloom game if we do find ourselves that whip. So you know what? I'm going to take all these, but for right now, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to be crafting up Shelly here. Double Shelly for double heals, which potentially could be a lot of fun. Maybe. Might not be that great. We'll see. Right now, though, can we take on a Burning Blade Torch? They're going to be crafting up that Magic Torch. We'll see. They don't have a lot of destroy ability here, so we should be able to pass them out. And we should be in a pretty good spot. But once we get to 10 mana, we're going to start stacking up our crit chance, which is going to be amazing. Once we get to 4, we should be able to scale up our power. So it does take us quite a long time to actually get this online. We definitely want to improve that faster and faster. Okay, we got our second Shelly. Double Shellys. Going to be amazing. Now, if we're going for a CARROT GOOBERT type build, we definitely want to grab Big Bullet Treats. That's just unironically probably going to be the best subclass for us. I was kind of hoping to grab a Piercing Arrow subclass type build today, but I don't think it's going to be really worth it. So I think we're going to take our Big Bullet Treats. Especially with Shellys, are going to be pretty good. It does give us a squirrel here, but I don't really want the squirrel. I do want to grab these for right now. And I want to grab ourselves another shiny shell in hopes of potentially crafting up triple Shelly. That'd be nuts. So for right now, I'm going to venture on with this. Till we craft up a CARROT GOOBERTs, I'm going to have our Big Ball of Trees in here, triggering on our food items. And it should be pretty good. Now our Goobert on this side is not going to be so great, but it'll have to do for right now. Our opponent is going to be a little bit ahead of the curve first. They're going to have their CARROT GOOBERTs with a bunch of weapons, dealing a ton of damage. But can we survive with our Shellys? That's one big burst heal. We actually got 2 big burst heals because they do trigger a little bit different times. But it's still not going to be enough, unfortunately. Slime Time CARROT GOOBERT looking kind of crazy. Now, speaking of crazy, let's sell our broom. Let's grab this. I'm going to craft up a Ripsaw Blade. We're also going to grab this too. And I am going to move on. I'm going to craft up a Katana here for right now. I'm going to reserve for Stone's Compulsion. And we should be in a pretty good spot. Except our Spinning for Dummies, I did place it in the wrong position. It needs to be up here. Yeah, a little bit of a mistake here. This Amulet Steel is not going to even trigger on our Stone's Compulsion because we're not going to be able to trigger it anyway. Just using it for the 30 block at the very beginning. Our opponent is going to have a lot of scaling damage with the Magic Staff. They have a crazy amount of Gooberts. Looking like they're going for a Rainbow Goobert. But with the Ripsaw Blade, we should be able to remove a lot of their damage too. Yeah, this is looking much, much better for sure. We have lots of power, lots of buffs, and not too bad. Right, we got a Katana. Now the thing is, if we're going to go for some Thornblooms here, we kind of want Hardwood. Hardwood with the Amulet Steel is also pretty darn smashing, so We're going to grab that. We're also going to need our stone skill potion. We're also going to need this potion too. We're going to need a roll here. And unfortunately for right now, it is only going to give us 32 block. We do need to find some more common items. That's for sure. We probably actually want this pocket sand since it is going to be a common item too. We could take this walrus tusk, but I'm going to leave that because it is going to be 2 slots and it is costing 4 gold. But I am going to rock on with this for right now. We should be able to trigger our shellies just at different times as well because we do want them to go off one after another rather than just one big, huge burst heal. So we should be able to cleanse all these debuffs. We should be able to get rid of all our skilling damage. And we should be able to scale up our damage too. So yeah, not looking too bad here. Awesome even. That was a 52 crit with a katana, which is definitely nice. I'm going to grab this. Let's grab you. Banana is going to be another common item. I'm going to grab it too. Let's roll. Do we want the mana orb? Do we want the lightsaber? Do we want the glowing crown here? I don't think we want to. Definitely going to grab ourselves another potion belt. So right now it's going to be this way. So hardwood is going to give us, it's going to give us 7 times 16, which should be over 100 block. That means we should be able to get at least 2 in power from this. Now it isn't going to be targeting this, so we kind of need to switch this around to this side. But our fanny pack is not going to be in the best situation the way it is right now. We definitely want to on our shelly, but in order to get all this block, we desperately need this way. I'm going to waste our 1 gold here to roll. We could upgrade to fancy fencing rapier with the katana, if we do want to. I don't think we are. I think we're just going to move on with this situation for now. And we are going to begin a chain up, fancy fencing rapier, magic staff, smithing for dummies, spectral dagger. So we'll see. We got tons of block, we got tons of empower. Our damage on a katana should be scaling up as well by removing a lot of scaling damage, which should be pretty good. However, our opponent is going to have a lot of healing with that Deer Guardian during the battle rage, as well as the chain up as well. And they're going to be stealing a lot of our buffs, but that's a big old crit. And smashing, just out-surviving opponent like crazy. Okay, lamp on silver 6 I will actually have to grab though. We're going to add this in, and we're going to downgrade from a torch here to a wooden sword. But it does mean I'm going to have to sort your inventory out, so I'll be back in a second while I do that. Now I did change all this up around. So our wooden sword is going to be in here. It's going to be hardwooded as well. We should have a crazy amount of common items on it. We should have a crazy amount of power with this too. And we should be in a pretty good spot. So I'm going to move on. We're still going to have a crit chance. Our spinning for dummies is going to be on our katana, which does decrease that stamina cost to 0.7. While a wooden sword is 0.8. With 2 bananas in, we should be able to sustain our stamina no problem whatsoever. And a wooden sword should be able to deal 22 DPS, which is going to be nuts. For sure. While our shelter is going to be keeping us alive. And not too bad. Looking pretty good so far. And we did get ourselves a stone badge here, which means we're not going to find any more carrots, lucky clovers, short bows, acorn collars, bow and arrows. But I'm still going to take it. I'm going to roll again. It does give us a stone, which I do desperately want. And I do want to grab the storage as well. Now I say I desperately want these stones because I do want to craft up a strong stone skill potion. But it does mean we're going to lose out on 2 common items. Is that actually going to be worth it here? It has to be, right? We can also just grab ourselves another banana, but we're not going to take that. Now, a dragon on sale for 5. You know what? It is on sale for 5. I'm going to grab it, but I'm going to move on once again. So yeah, we're going to lose out on 32 block by having these stones crafted up into a stone skill potion. But it does mean if we do find some more common items that we can fit in, these stone skill potions are going to give a lot of value. With the stone as well, we should be able to get a tiny bit more block. And we should be able to get an extra gold per round. It is very late to take it though. But hey, not too bad. It's also going to give us more stones. And we also got another stone skill potion. Well, let's take this. Let's take our stone skill potion. Let's take our dragon for now. Now the thing is, we definitely need our stone skill potions in this position. This Shelly is not going to be as good, to be quite honest. So maybe we want to get rid of this Shelly. Dragon Egg, we're going to have a difficult time fitting this in. Now we did get an extra flame, so honestly the stone badge has already paid off just a little bit. I'm going to roll once. We could grab a walrus tusk. We could try to craft up 2 Thornblooms here, if you want to. Now we're going to fit our dragon egg up top because we do want to hatch that because the dragon is going to do a lot more DPS for us too. But I am going to move on. So So we should be able to get a ton of block. 307 block, giving us 6 in power, increasing the weapon damage on our wooden sword quite nicely. We should be able to get a ton of spikes. So now it should be genuinely smashing here. And so far, not looking too bad. So we do end up with a 47 DPS, which is not too bad here. 47 DPS compared to 57 DPS. As for heals, we do have 12 healing per second. Mostly from our Vampirism, our Pineapple. Our Shellys didn't even activate. But as for block, we do have 320 block. Which is not too bad here. But I do think we can actually make it a lot crazier, so let's go ahead and continue on right now. Now, one way you can make it crazier is by crafting up a Thornbloom. We can also get rid of a katana and go double wooden sword here. So we've got a couple of options here. And I'm not entirely sure which one we should potentially go for. Double wooden sword means a lot of damage. Thornbloom means a lot of scaling max life, since we're going to have so much in power. But I'm pretty sure we're getting rid of katana right now. We sell the katana, we grab this anyway. Let's grab the turnip. And it does mean we're going to have to craft up this Thornbloom. But we're still going to take the wooden sword, we're going to take this too, we're going to roll once. And do we want any of these items? We could take another lamp here to try and lamp our wooden sword like crazy. If you do want to. I'm going to roll again though. But do we still have armored life here to grab this leather bag? Grabbing this leather bag means a lot, to be quite honest. I'm going to sell it. We grab the leather bag, we free up this fanny bag. We probably want this healing herbs too. I know what, maybe we do want to get rid of one of our Shellys here. You know what, I'm going to sell it. Sell Shelly. Let's grab each set of healing herbs. So that is going to be a little bit more block for ourselves. Now, do you want to eat another set of blueberries? Another set of blueberries would be kind of nice, scaling up our mana to get to our lamp a little bit faster too. You know what? I'm going to reserve it. It's not going to be super necessary, but we are going to rock on with this for now. So we have a high potential to actually lose here until we get our Thornbloom, because if you do get one Thornbloom, 7 in power off the get-go is going to be 70 max life. And then each in power after that is going to be even more max life, scaling up the damage on our wooden sword too. But it's looking super close, and unfortunately we just end up falling short. But hey, if we did have a Thornbloom, we would have been in definitely much better position, especially with a Ruby Alp as well. Let's grab our set of blueberries, let's roll. Let's go ahead and grab you, hope for our Amulet of Steel. Literally insane. We did change our setup around, so we're going to have our Jin's Lamp target our wooden sword in this position with our card here too. But I do kind of want to roll here. I'm going to roll, Stamina Sack again. Maybe do want this. It is on sale, you know what, I'm going to grab it for right now. Let's keep rolling. Another set of blueberries, or we could go for double Thornbloom. Now, can we fit a double Thornbloom in with this wooden sword? So I'm going to sell a Shelly, or we could just use 2 wooden swords here. I'm going to sell 1 wooden sword, I'm going to sell this. And I would really like to go for double Thornbloom right now. Now I did change our whole setup around to be in this position, which is probably the best we're going to get at. We should be able to get a ton of block with our Hardwood. We should be able to get tons of power. But we also kind of want to craft up a second Stone Skin Potion here, which means we're going to need to find some more common items. As for Dragon, we can't necessarily actually fit it in, unfortunately, because if we place this back, we're not going to get the value on this Stone Skin Potion. But we could technically move this over just a little bit. We're still going to lose out on 1 common item. So we are going to lose out on 16 block. We can add back in our Dragon. I think that is going to be worth it. As we craft up our second Thornbloom, we should have crit chance on all our weapons. We don't have crit chance on our Dragon, but it should be pretty decent. Now we'll see. Can we keep up with this opponents who's rocking crossblades? They do have a Thorn or Stone Helmet too. But that's a lot of power, a lot of max life, lots of damage. And yeah, not too bad. Big old crit. Kind of crazy. Okay, we got a Thornbloom. We got another Stone Skin Potion. We got another stone. And we can add back in our flame. I'm going to grab the fanny pack. I'm going to roll. Now, grabbing the healing herbs here would be kind of nice if you could replace either Gooberts or Amulet of Steel, but I don't think we can actually afford to. Your setup is kind of set the way it is for right now, so unfortunately I'm not going to be taking it. I will grab this, however, looking for another Amulet of Steel. Amulet of Feasting, honestly, probably the best amulet we could have gotten that isn't an Amulet of Steel here. Gloves of Haste, I'm not going to be taking. A Divine Pot, another Stone Skin Potion. I actually don't think we can fit that in, unfortunately. As much as I'd love to take it, I don't think we can afford it. I'm going to sell this because I'm going to actually grab a Divine Pot. Let's roll one more time. And yeah, I think we're going to move on with this for right now. It's looking pretty good for us. For sure. Now we are going to begin a hammer dagger type build. They're going to do a lot of burst damage. So we could be in a lot of trouble. They're going to be ignoring a lot of our armor. But we're going to be stacking up our max life and smashing. Genuinely looking pretty darn awesome for sure. We do got one more round. Now we could have actually crafted up a flame up since we did get our final flame here. That would have been extremely awesome too. Flame up Thornbloom. But hey, we're going to keep moving for now. We might as well grab a corrupted crystal since it is on Silver 4. I'm not sure what sort of items we're going to be upgrading to. Amulet of Alchemy, unfortunately, is not going to be that great for us. Actually, we could use it. Yeah, when I said not so great for us, it is actually going to be really, really awesome. Triggering our potions again. Genuinely. Let's roll one more time. Let's solid flame roll again. I'm also tempted to leave our Starve Courage in just to reduce our stamina a little bit because we are using multiple weapons. And if you do come across a shield, I'm going to be super worried. So I'm going to sell our Divine Pot 2 roll again. And one final time. And one final stone here to craft up another Stone Skin Potion. Would have been amazing. For sure. But we should be able to get a ton of block with our Amulet of Alchemy. Stacking up our max life because each empower is going to be 22 max life. Increasing the damage on our wooden sword. And we should have the potential to activate our Jin's Lamp pretty fast. The only thing is, our mana generation is going to be quite low. But I am going to slow this one down. Now, we probably should have took a Corrupted Crystal on our wooden sword to deal some big damage. We do got 720 life, 740, 17 in power. Our opponent is going to be smashing through our armor with those dragons. But we're also going to be smashing through them because we do have 900 max life. And yeah, smashing. So, we do end up with 140 DPS. Being a wooden sword with hardwood, dealing some insane damage. Then Thornbloom, then a ruby up on top of it, and our Thornbloom as well. Also, our opponent's DPS is 120 DPS, so we actually managed to outburst this dragon burst build. As for heals, yeah, we only had 11 healing per second, but we did have 120 max life gains. Now, that's because of 2 Amulets of Steel, and the fight only lasted 5 seconds anyway. Which is nuts. And then as for block, 90 block per second, again, only 5 seconds. But 500 block, well, 450 block gained. So not too bad overall. Hardwood, Amulets of Steel, CARROT GOOBERT. But anyways, we did survive 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 10. Rank us up to Masters. Awesome. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep a lookout for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in history, and we're going to see how we can deal with some other builds. Now, this opponent does have that moon shield, which means our stamina is going to be eaten through quite a lot. With this much in power, with a wooden sword, crazy damage. Okay, we're going to begin a Staff of Fire. Now, they're going to have 3 glowing crowns for a lot of invulnerability. So can we beat them down? They do get their invulnerability as well with their Dark Lantern. And they're just barely surviving here. They do have a lot of max life to get through, which is going to be pretty good for us. Not so good for opponents. Because eventually we'll just get through all that invulnerability and just smash them. Okay, we're going to begin a Staff of Unhealing Mana Thirst Stone Golem, which is going to be kind of scary here, but their Stone Golem is going to take quite some time to actually activate, and we're dealing some big burst damage. So, smashing. Okay, we're going to begin a Villain Sword, Bloodthorn, Nocturnal Locklifter. Now they're going to have Dark Ritual as well. They're going to get tons of vampirism. But can we actually smash them before they get healed back up to full and make use of that Dark Ritual? Yeah, we definitely can. Okay, we're going to begin a Cthulhu type build. This whole build is just all pets, which is kind of interesting. Now, the thing about Cthulhu is it's not going to be doing too much damage anyway. So, yeah, unfortunately, we do end up being Cthulhu. Okay, we're going to begin a Brass Knuckles, multiple daggers, 700 shell totems in their inventory, all in fanny packs, and they're going to get a ton of empower stacked up. But yeah, we got way more empower and way more damage for right now. Okay, we're going to begin a Burning Blade, Staff of Fire, Chili Gooberts, with the Solaris and Shielded as well. Definitely a nice combo between the two. But yeah, it's not going to be enough to stop us from beating them down. And finally, we're going to begin a Unsettling Presence, Nocturnal Locklifter, Falcon Blade with the Gloves of Power and Uniquely Unique, making it being the super fastest Falcon Blade of all time. But hey, not too bad.